Let's start with the net operating profit. Here is a table with the inputs you need to compute the net operating profit. The first one is sales. We have been talking to the management of Manoa, and they estimate that sales are going to grow by 6% from 2017 to 2018. Manoa management knows this because they are in constant contact with their customers and therefore have a sense of the demand for next year. The next item on the table is the cost of goods sold. You might be tempted to estimate COGS in 2018 using the same level as in 2017. To understand why this is not a good idea, let's look at the income statement. As you can see, COGS have been increasing over time. This, of course, makes sense. Sales have been increasing over time as well. The more you sell, the higher will be the cost of goods sold. Because sales in 2018 are higher than sales in 2017, we should expect COGS in 2018 to also be higher than COGS in 2017. Hence, it is not a good idea to use COGS in 2017 as our estimate. Clearly, we should use a higher value, but how much higher? One possibility is that the ratio of the cost to the price of a can is always the same. We can check this by looking at historical information. Let's compute the ratio of COGS to sales for years 2015 to 2017. As this table shows, while sales and COGS change over time, the ratio is fairly constant, ranging from 72.5% to 73.4%. So it does appear that the ratio of cost to price is constant. The average of these ratios is 73%. That is, if Manoa sells a can for 10 cents, it costs 7.3 cents to manufacture. We can now use this fact to estimate COGS for 2018. We estimate that sales in 2018 are 29,574,000. Since COGS represent 73% of sales, we therefore estimate that COGS are 21,589,020. I would like to make a few comments. First, the ratio COGS to sales is an example of a financial ratio. Financial ratios are simply ratios between two items in the firm financials. In this case, the ratio COGS to sales is more informative than COGS alone because this ratio normalizes COGS by sales. This allows us to compare numbers from different years when the size of the firm is different. Second, for Manoa, the ratio COGS to sales is constant for the last few years. This will not always be the case. For example, an increase in competition will force Manoa to decrease prices. As a result, COGS would be a larger fraction of sales and the COGS to sales ratio will increase. If you see this ratio increasing over time, using the average COGS to sales ratio to project COGS might not be appropriate, as this average would capture a competitive environment that the firm is no longer going to face in the future. If you believe, for example, that competition will be as fierce as the last year, using the COGS to sales ratio for the last year would be more appropriate.